Okay, hello and welcome back to Sonic Alchemy. I'm Stefan Key, and I'm super happy and grateful to have my soul brother Tom, aka Xuqutopi, back on the channel. How are you, Tom?
Ja. Hörst du das?
No,
Okay.
noise suppression is super good.
Noise suppression. Okay, so I have a small child in the
Yeah, no, that's the
background.
thing, man.
He's
Like I have a
crying a bit.
construction outside,
Okay.
like they're working like
It's
crazy.
amazing, huh?
It's amazing. The noise suppression is so good.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, so
hoping for
don't
that.
worry about that. I don't hear nothing and people won't hear nothing.
So, yeah, really really relaxed after the full moon, especially coming down.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, time for a new to share the next template.
Yeah, as you guys know, like Tom and me, we're collaborating on many things, but we're also having our own projects. And in the last video where Tom was on the channel, we were presenting the Ascension Portals template, which you guys like enjoyed a lot. And yeah, we had a very beautiful deep dive. And now Tom has a new gift to the world. He just finished the heart chakra template, right? While the other one was more like a journey of initiation through different portals. This one is focusing on the different layers and aspects and dimension of working with the heart temple or the heart space. And I was already like very fortunate to beta test it in that way. And I already had two events with it, and it was lovely. And I'm happy to share my workflow a little bit in the course of this video. But first, let's look at how it is intended to be used and the way that you will see it once it's out. So let's have a look and a listen. So let me bring this down for a sec. So this is how it looks. If you have the Ascension portals already, you might be familiar, right, with the design. Tom has always those beautiful lesson files here where you get a in-depth kind of manual and like where the intentions are shared and where each scene is represented with the guidance of how to work with it and the idea of harmonic field architecture, right? And so again, we have 8 different scenes and they are color coded and they're all aligned. And the beautiful thing is with this one, Tom made it really easy for us to perform it in the way that he has designed the sounds, the way that they are looping, right? Because in the other version, it was like if you launch the whole scene, then all the clips would play and they would all start at the beginning. And that would work in a certain way. But then I found it more helpful for me to listen to the sounds and then, think about which sound I will bring in. But this one now is like ready to go out of the box because if you look at the clips, like this one starts at the beginning, for example, but then if you look at this one, you see this is the starting point. So it starts also playing, but the sound comes in here, right? So Tom was taking advantage of the idea of different start and loop positions for the samples. So what we can do now is we can just press play on that scene here on the heart temple scene, and then it will play all of them. So let me just do that. I will just hit the whole scene, right? Now we'll bring up the master. Right, and as you can see, some sounds are playing already, and some sounds are coming in later, and eventually they're all gonna loop like seamlessly. And so while we are receiving those beautiful frequencies and immersing ourselves in the heart temple, let's have a look here at the description So as you can see, it is meant for initiation and activation, and it's a heart field transmission, right? And I mean, we all know how important it is to work with the heart space and to connect with the heart, and that the heart space is really the key to manifesting and embodying and experiencing the new earth, right? So especially if we sync our heart with our brain, the heart-brain coherence, our heart is such a strong electromagnetic field. And with this, we have a beautiful heart tuner in that way on multidimensional levels, right? So it is a harmonic portal for Christic coherence and cellular compassion. This template is a crystalline structure of remembrance, a frequency field devoted to the healing, integration, and the activation of the sacred heart, right? And it's rooted in the codes of the Christed spiral and transmits harmonic intelligence that helps us transcend the illusion and dissolve false identity and restore divine clarity, right? And it's created for sound healers, ceremony facilitators, light workers, and way showers. And I'm gonna read all of this, but basically, as I said, we have like 8 different portals. And if you click on one of the portals here, you know, for example, now we're listening to the heart temple, and similar to, you know, the Ascension Portals, each scene or each portal comes with a breath code and a mantra, right? And again, here's a lot of information embedded in here. So you can see the frequency. This particular journey is 136.10 hertz, which is also like from a planetary tuning. It's the tone, it's the earthier tone. So this is just very grounding. And then the breath code would be inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 8. And the mantra would be, I am remembered, right? And this is a way how you can work with it. And this is also how I was working at the last vibrational coherence attunement event with this, exactly playing the sounds, guiding people through the breath code, and then reciting the mantra together, right? So you can see this tone aligns us with the Earth's solar orbital frequency, creating a scalar gateway of centering, balance, and inner stillness. It's the primordial hum of return where the soul pulse matches the planet's breath, right? So the idea is before we ascend, we must re-enter into our center, and this portal gently dissolves external seeking and opens the quiet knowing that you have never been separate. Yeah, and I feel this warm embrace when I listen to it. I feel it's very grounding. It's very, yeah, heart opening, like right away, and it feels like heaven on earth, you know. It's just like anchoring this beautiful feeling of unconditional love and being connected, and yeah, connecting with the earth. So it's very grounding, but also very embracing and heart opening at the same time, right? And so now you can see that everything is looping. And Tom also has included some effects on here, and they are really beautiful for transitions. So let me improvise an elegant transition out of this, and then I'm curious to hear a little bit more from Tom about, you know, the intention and the process of the template. So yeah, so let's see. I will go to the push now and just find my way around it with the device view I can control, and then we can just make things fade out and transition in a beautiful way. So I'm mainly using the filters and the dissolve field function. And those effects are on each channel. So I can just select the sound. Now you can already hear how, slowly sounds are disappearing, going in the background. And if you watch the screen, you can see the knobs moving. And this is me just controlling it with the push. Right. And then And what I found is it's very intuitive, right? Obviously, it helps if you know the sounds after a while, and you will get to know them the more you work with it. But at the same time, the way that Tom has designed it is like really, in a way, it just can play, you know, and you can just take your time to navigate your way around it. You don't need to be like in a rush, and then slowly the field dissolves. Right, and you can bring it to a close. So now I just bring down the master, and there you have it. And what I love about working with these templates and these sounds is that it's really, bringing ourselves back into coherence. So that's the beauty of this work. Like we are giving, and at the same time, we are receiving. And I already feel like a big shift of energy before the call and now. Um, yeah, wow, Tom, thank you so much for sharing another beautiful gift with the world. I'm curious to hear a little bit more, about the process and yeah, like what was your inspiration and what was the process like and how do you intend to use it and what would you like to share to people like who want to work with it?
Yeah, first off, my main motivation actually is, for me, it was my own experience when I activated my heart. It was the first chakra that I did, focus on, meditate a lot, do breath work, and of course it took a while, but after a certain amount of practice and dedication, it helped me to, activate some sort of Christ consciousness and all kinds of things that started falling into place, and why I feel it's one of the greatest gifts that I want to be able to share. It helps people to see through the bullshit. It's like this world is like full of fake and manipulation, and it's everything is turned upside down. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but we all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And people are easily you know manipulated and all kinds of stuff when they're not aligned with their own center, which is the heart. And like only the heart sees the truth, kind of, is what I have come to really experience myself.
Mm.
It's the main key to be able to navigate in this, let's say, interesting world that we live in. And whenever you meet people or you're being confronted with certain things, when you have this sense activated. It's kind of a certain type of sense that I would refer to. You feel what truth feels like,
Mm.
so you can discern. That's one of the things. And the other obvious reason is because it's about love. And I hope everybody else also loves to love, to be able to receive love, to experience love, to share love. And all these things is usually we are the ones who are limiting ourselves because of experiences and all kinds of security measures and stuff.
Mm.
And so I would have loved to be able to share tools that help with all of that and be able to recalibrate. And these are just a couple of different dimensions that our heart chakra is able to work, and at first also be able to be cleansed from certain trauma and drama that we are haven't been able probably yet to get, let go of, or something.
Mhm.
And there is different topics involved here, like, yeah, obvious trauma relief, getting out of drama as well, coming back to self-love, which some of us have never experienced in this lifetime yet.
Mhm.
And like these 8 scenes, they all have a different um, dimension to the heart space, like the Christic, or the unconditional, inconditional love. And a lot of them are represented here and help us to reconnect to our true version of our, full activated heart chakra.
Mhm.
That's what I would say is my motivation, my aim, what I hope this um, brings people who are, resonating with it.
Beautiful. Yeah, man. I hear you. And I would just like to add, like in the context of harmonic field architecture, which has been the focus on this channel now with the last 2 episodes. What, yeah, you were saying like the state the world is in is basically because it's out of tune, right? And or we went out of tune and we manifested all those expressions of this being out of tuneness, which is really like in all aspects of human life still, right? So the solution will be to get back in tune. And I feel like very strongly the potential, for the work that we are doing, the work with sound by using, tunings and harmonics and ratios and intentions um, that are having the effect of bringing us back in tune because they're a refracted representation of those principles and of the divine harmonic intelligence, right? It's so for me, like healing is just basically getting back in tune to the tone and the frequency of how things are naturally. And yeah, and I really feel this effect strongly also with especially your templates. And I actually most of the time in the mornings when I start the day, and I start to broom my house and stuff, I put on your frequencies and I feel it makes all the difference. And the same experience was when people were coming to the vibration coherence attunement journey. Of course, it's very individual, right? But because the field is so strong in terms of its structure and order, helping us remember our essence, right? Which is this innocence, which is this bliss, which is this unconditional love. And yeah, it's just a very gentle reminder, yet super powerful because there is no distortion in it. And it even takes away and clears the distortion, which I think is super powerful. So it's also in a way a sonic smudger, right? So yeah, I just wanted to add this, that this is also a perfect tool for harmonic field architecture, and it's in the same spirit of that. And I'm curious, do you have like a favorite scene? Like, do you have something that you would like to share, like a favorite portal? I mean, they're all beautiful,
Yeah,
but
I
is
would
there one?
say number 7 and 8 are probably
Hmm.
my favorites. And
Yeah.
also this the Cosmic Messenger is,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say those three are top for
Okay,
me.
cool. So yeah, let's get back a little bit into the template. Let's give our viewers a little bit more magic to tune into. So, so you said like sacral release and Merkaba activation, right? And then the cosmic messengers. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the tears of truth are also really powerful. And what is my favorite? I really love the heart sample a lot. And I also really love the cosmic messengers and the Earth Sky axis as well. So let's start with the cosmic messengers. So we can just go down. Um, so we go to the previous page here, and then we can bring up, the information about the scene. So the cosmic messengers, the heart's receiving of galactic grace, right? So you have like information again about the frequencies and the breath code. The mantra is, I am held in light. Yeah, beautiful. And what I do when I work with this, I just repeat the mantra, like every now and then to just have people like have a reminder. So like we do the breathing code at the beginning, and then they do it in their own pace and timing. But the mantra I will always bring in throughout the journey, just to anchor it in deeper. So now the heart becomes a chalice, a receiver of interstellar love and luminous precision. So let's tune in with that. So it's going to be interesting now because I have all kinds of effects going on, right? So I'm just going to play as is and then slowly. So now we're doing the opposite, like the reverse engineering. Before we had to find a transition our way out. Now we need to transition our way in. Wow. Yeah, this is really like a gentle cosmic embrace. Yeah, so I am held in light. You are loved, you are seen, you are safe to open. Yeah, and then it says it's linked to Andromedan memory fields and to the angelic light codes of Archangel Samuel and Michael. So, very beautiful. if you want to work with those loops a little longer, you can always, use the field effects. You can always see like, working with the filters brings elements more into the center or more into the back, right? If you take out the highs, things start to get more into the background. And this way you can create a bit more dynamic and interest. Usually, like, I work with them like for like 10 to 15 minutes each. Right. And if we look under the hood, actually what's happening here, you see those are the filters, right? And then you have like a kind of a field dissolve function where the reverb is increasing, as well as the delay that we have here in the echo memory. You see this is the dry wet. Okay, let's transition into another one. Right, so now I'm just using the filters. Did you hear that somebody tried to call me on Telegram? Could you hear that ringing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was not so sure about this. But that's also life, right? I think it's perfect. And at the same time, like we can use this as an invitation to understand the power of sound, like how different the frequencies are, right? Like having this whatever Telegram theme song, and then this right now. Maybe you can just notice like the difference in frequency and how it makes you feel, and how those things are designed on purpose. Obviously, they want to get your attention, they want to get you to answer the phone. Beautiful. Okay, so now I turn just all the filters down, which is also a very easy way to just ease out of something. So now let's do maybe Sacral Release. Oh yeah, that's the one with Avalon, right? Oh yeah, that one is super, super beautiful.
With the Kailani.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, yeah, that was one also of my favorite. That was such a powerful moment. Kalani, for those of you who don't know, like it's a friend of ours in Austria who builds them. It's a very special sound healing instrument, which is shaped in a hexagon. And it has those metal tubes that are being resonated. So I'm going to bring in the Kalani first. Ooh, it's like almost like chimes a little bit, but different. of the isochronic tone. It's also super powerful on big speakers. Yeah, and you can really take your time, right? You could even just have like 3 sounds just playing, you know, for 5 minutes or something. Like really, it can be very intuitive because at this point, people are super deep into the journey. I mean, if you actually do it like chronologically, which we would suggest, right, Tom? Starting?
You can do it, and there is, I mean, it is a succession. So
Yeah,
if you start it out, it's like, as again, grounding and
exactly.
gentleness, and then, yeah, rising in ethericness as well.
So something that is also important to mention, people were asking me if they can just change the sounds, like, and the thing is, it's not so easy because it's all like each scene has its own tuning, right? So they're not really meant to be interchanged, right? Because
Well, you can try it. I would
sure,
suggest, if you're interested in, you can try it out, because in this one especially, there's a lot of correlating frequencies, because in many of the scenes, the 136.1 is like the main anchor. So there is a lot of possibilities, but you still have to listen and try, definitely.
Okay. So let's bring up the sacral release. And this is rain actually recorded in the sacred lands of Avalon, right? Great Britain. So the rain of Avalon and the gentle unwinding of the womb line. Whoa. So there's a lot of particular frequencies in there. The mantra is I release in love. Yeah, and obviously the rain helps, you know, to cleanse and wash away. And again, you can also use your guidance intuitively, right? Like with whatever theme we are working with, you can obviously support people and just, you know, gently guide them. And yeah, say things like, okay, like let the rain, you know, wash away what is no longer serving, what you don't need to hold in your field anymore. Yeah, this portal invites the body to soften, especially the sacral and intestinal layers, where old grief, shame, and ancestral residue often hide. It gently opens the lower emotional centers, held in the frequency womb of Avalon's divine feminine, not to purge in violence, but to transmute in grace. Yeah, this is so deep. Yeah, I actually find like the longer you work with it, the deeper it goes, right? if I listen, you know, to things like this, it's really hard for me to listen to actual music or whatever, because I just prefer to be immersed, you know, in fields and sounds like this, because it feels like home. And yeah, it's not about entertainment anymore. It's about entrainment. It's about remembrance, coherence. And yeah, I really feel home in those sounds. Really grateful again, Tom, for your work. Okay, so just gonna do a shortcut now. Just gonna turn the master down. Just want to show you one more.
There was still some things missing. You didn't put the filters back, so there was
Where
one or
it's all
two. I don't know, but I'm missing some important stuff.
here, it's all the
Some
filters are
huge
there.
pads. I don't know which one, where it is. It's too
See?
small on my screen.
All filters are open, Tom. There's nothing. That's the one. Integration, maybe the transformation thing. That one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So let's bring that back in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then this one. Yeah. Takes it to another level. Very gently. I'm going to transition. Okay, the next one is going to be the Merkaba activation. I see beyond the veil, the lifting of the veil and the return of the peaceful knowing. So this portal invites the lifting of the illusion, what we were talking about earlier. It's like a soul remembrance. Through a harmonic spiral anchored in the Merkaba's geometry, these frequencies open the crystalline lattice of the light body, bringing peace through remembrance. Frequency matrix resonates with the dual Merkaba spin, balancing feminine and masculine energetic rotations, while the high octave of 1082 Hertz activates the crown stellar axis. Lovely. Okay, so before we finish, I also just want to show like another approach, how I was working with the template in a way, because when Tom sent me the beta version, it was not fully finished. Like right now, I think it's like perfect, it's impeccable. And at the same time, even with this, like if you perform with the controller like the Push and most MIDI controllers, they have an 8x8 grid, right? So what I like to do is I like to prepare scenes, and this also helps me to kind of structure a little bit the journey. And, because before that, like it was not organized in the way that Tom did now with the different start positions. It was all playing at the same time. So what I did, you can see I just duplicated the scenes, and then I created like a little structure for myself. Basically, the idea is to go from left to right and then have some things playing, like starting the different scenes, right? So as you can see, and I never have more than 8 um, sounds at the same time. So I can stay within that 8x8 grid. And I just create a little progression for myself, like with 3 to 4 scenes on each layer. So let's just check out how that would go on the DNA recall here. Right, so I would obviously also work with the Push or any other MIDI controller that allows me to launch clips. Right, and I set them all up to loop seamlessly. Right, so the DNA recall, I remember who I am. It's about the spiral of cellular remembrance. And that's a very physical encoding as well, like communicating directly with the bones, the fascia, the spinal memory. So then, like those ones are playing, and then you see like the stop buttons here are missing. So those would just keep playing. And I could just introduce, so these would change, right? The tempo bull would be switched with the wave atmos. So I'll just bring in this one now. Oh yeah, I also have some nice send return effects here. Valhalla, supermassive, and then beam, which just creates a tiny little extra. So if we just add a little bit of this. Right, you can hear. Just animating it a little bit more. And especially the carousel has this nice effect. where it comes back around, which I love, for chimes and bowls and stuff. But it's very gentle, like it's not really interfering. It's not like very obvious. It's just a tiny little add-on that I like to do sometimes with effects. Yeah, and then I would bring out the bowls. Right, all this keeps playing, and then I bring in the waves, Atmos. And then I will take a break from the isochronic. And sometimes you can really time it with those sounds, like this one was a perfect riser right now. So sometimes those things just happen. And then maybe also I bring the chimes a little bit more in the background, just taking out some of the highs and increasing the field dissolve function here. Right, because then you can play a little bit more with those ethereal vibes. And then eventually we can bring in this binaural here. Yeah, and I just find this way I have a really nice interaction between the sounds, without needing to go back and forth and jump ahead so that I can reach the other channels. That was just the idea, to have it, as this groups of 8. And then obviously, like, this would be my transition moment. So all of these would then eventually stop. And then I would probably maybe bring in something from another channel. Just make sure that this works, and then navigate through the different portals like that. Okay, so yeah. I mean, we could go on like forever, but we also don't want to spoil everything, right? Still something for people to explore. And I'll stop the screen share. Yeah, so again, super beautiful, super powerful template. Tom, thank you so much. You want to share some last words, impressions, or like something that makes you feel complete? You feel pretty complete already?
Yeah, I feel it's beautiful when I'm working on these things. I have my own experiences, of course, but sharing is a different experience altogether.
Hmm.
And watching you and listening with you together, I was like, wow, I felt it. I really felt it on a deeper
Mhm.
level than so far,
Beautiful.
than I have before. And something else, the technique that you just shared, which is one of many things that people obviously can,
Sure, yeah.
do themselves and try out. But this one helps to not layered too much
Mm-hmm.
on top of each other because
Yeah,
that's what I feel is kind of one of the, I mean, can be obvious, but it's kind of a hidden thing as well, that each of those layers, like one or two sometimes is enough, you know. They
exactly.
can be used super minimalistic and
Exactly.
leaving all that space for, you know, the process that's actually
Hmm.
in when you're working with a group or just by yourself.
Hmm.
um, Space is very powerful, and we, you know, we in this world, in this day and age especially, things get overwhelming easily, and then you don't see the obvious. And yeah, I think that that was illustrated beautifully as well
Mm.
with what you just shared.
Thanks. Yeah,
And
I
other
experienced
than,
that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, other than that, I'm super grateful uh, to share this, and for you as well to do it in such a beautiful way, to
Mm.
present it to
Hmm.
your audience
Hmm.
and this community.
Mm.
I'm very happy being able to do those things that I believe in, and yeah, being able to resonate with some people on this planet at least. I mean, we're growing in
Yeah,
numbers,
exactly.
it
The
seems.
remembrance is growing
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, exactly. No, I noticed that also after the first experience that I had working with people. I noticed, oh, less is actually more. And I was really listening and fine-tuning, taking a lot of time to choose the sounds and see which one worked really well. And then even I noticed, oh, wow, I can even play less than, yeah, like two or three sometimes it's just enough and super powerful. So yeah, we really encourage to try to also experience it, go minimal and just see, how it goes and trust that those sounds have a very powerful effect. And yeah, because there's also like specific frequencies, right? So sometimes if they are not like being played at the same time with so many other things, they can be even more impactful because the focus is stronger. And at the same time, it's just, yeah, super intuitive. But I notice in general, like with field architecture, sometimes less is more because, yeah, then those frequencies can really shine and really do its work more profoundly and more focused. And at the same time, it's also nice to have them weave together. Like it's also nice to have this moment where it's all coming together beautifully, that the way that it has been created. But yeah, I also like to really keep it minimal and don't overload it and don't play too many things at the same time. Okay, sweet. So yeah, I am also excited about other collaborations that we are having going on, right, Tom? There's a new dub techno template coming out soon, which we're working on at the moment, which is really exciting. And I am pretty positive and confident that you, at some point in the future, will have another beautiful sound healing template, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, really excited for the people to be able to work with that and that it's out now. And yeah, sending all of you guys much love and many blessings. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us on this journey of harmonic field architecture and sonic alchemy, supporting us on this, yeah, mutual mission and dream to bring heaven back to earth and remember it. So yeah, many blessings and much gratitude.